Hello, welcome to this review of the Uncharted 4 A Thief's End. Now I've tried recording this twice now with a wireless mic and it's not working, or I say not working, the audio's fucked up. So yeah, I'm back. I'm doing videos for YouTube again. I'm going to be starting doing reviews. I'm going to try to do one a week and try and backtrack to the old games. So I'm going to try to get Doom in there. I'm going to try to get Dead Island in there. I'm just going to try and do a lot of stuff, so there's a lot more stuff on the channel for the content, or the content for the channel. But apart from that, let's get on with the review of Uncharted 4. Now, Uncharted 4 to me is a very, it's a really good game. What I mean is good is that I love story-based games much more than the next person does. Everything about Uncharted is pretty much spot on. There's no really complaints about it. Everything from the gameplay to the sceneries to the hand-to-hand combat to the story aspect of it is all spot on. And I think whoever says, "Oh, the game's slow at the start," is, missing the point of Uncharted 4. It's telling the story of Nathan Drake basically getting out of his adventuring days and going into normal life, working as a on a shipyard. So I'm not upset about certain reviews. Everyone's got their own opinion. That's great. But I think the start was just set perfectly. Where was a bit slow. People can say that it's slow. It's understanding the story of the thief's end treasure and the reason why Nathan is going on this big adventure. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about combat. I'm going to talk about a bit about the set pieces, and then talk about some of the puzzles as well in the game. But one thing I want to just mention before that we get onto that is the scenery. The scenery is stunning. As you can see in the next two clips that I've given you here, you could take a picture of this in photo mode and send it to, put it on a postcard and send it to your nan and granddad, or nan or grandma, or wherever it is, wherever part of your country from, and you will enjoy it, and they'll think, "Where is this? We want to visit this." They will not know the difference. Now, as this comes on to set pieces, I want to talk about this is the only really set piece I've got inside in here. The set pieces are really good. They are, dramatic. And as some reviews, I've watched a lot of reviews as well, and some of them say they are expected. Some are, some aren't. I was expecting this part happening here, but near the end you see this cog coming down, and that kind of made me jump because I thought, oh, it's over, and this thing hit me on the head, and I was like, okay, now it's over now. So apart from that, the set pieces are good. They are dramatic. They are. You're not going to be disappointed, and the graphics are there as well to make these set pieces look outstanding. That's what I'm going to use quite often for this game. Combat. If you haven't seen the combat, it's a third-person shooter. Now, the third-person cover-based system. But it's refined in a way that you can use pretty much anything for cover now. At first, in the old Uncharted games, you couldn't use certain things, but now you can you can use pretty much anything for cover. And there's different guns that you can get. It's like AK-47s, all that kind of stuff. But the combat is really good. I enjoy the hand-to-hand combat, I would like to say. Just like that, sorry, uppercutting that bloke. It's amazing. And you'll see some hand-to-hand combat in a minute as well. Not apart from that, we talk about set pieces, but there is another one in here as well. It's from the E3 20, I would like to say 2015 press conference. But I played it myself. I put that one in here because I didn't want to show off too much of the game, because you guys, you want to go out and play it, and that's why you're watching this video. But the hand-to-hand combat is great. The gunplay is really good as well. The story base as well is really good, and everything about the game is just, I have no complaints. I have literally nothing. The only really one complaint I have is where some of the set pieces, now and then, this rarely happens. I might be in control right now, where I've hit the button, but my character Nathan hasn't responded to my action, so I end up failing the set piece and I have to start over again. But apart from that, that happened very few times. Maybe I think it only happened twice, but it might be just my controller. I don't know. I didn't have another control pad at the time in order to test that. So apart from that, everything else is stunning. The graphics are stunning. The water effects are stunning. The game in general is stunning. But we want to, how does this all up towards other games? Even though I'm saying it looks stunning, how does this all look to other games as well? The best looking game, in my opinion, is the Order 1886. That's kind of like, when that come out, excuse me, when that come out, that was kind of like the pinnacle of graphics. Now, my opinion is biased on that, so I'm not going to get into that, but I got a free copy of it, that's why it's biased. But this game I paid full money for, and the graphics are stunning. Now I'd say the graphics are just as good as that, and it's got the gameplay there as well. That's what tops off for me, the gameplay. If you got to have a good story, but then you got to have good gameplay in order to make sure you're interested and invested in the game as much so you can play to the end. So that's where I kind of draw the line with certain games on what ratings and that. But they also added a multiplayer into this as well. You'll see some multiplayer footage near the end as well. The multiplayer is by far one of the best multiplayers I've played so far. I'm not into much. Well, I say not into much Call of Duty. I do play Call of Duty now and then. I can't wait for the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered. You can't wait for that. It's when I started playing Call of Duty. But it's kind of like that. I never really play multiplayers anymore. I'm solely single player, but I played this multiplayer. I must have played it for about 20 hours, and I gotta say, it's good. It's really good. It's it's refined. You don't feel like you're outmatched by anyone. The abilities that you get different sidekicks. You get different mementos from the old past games, like El Diaro, or the first trinket that you have, which basically turns people into like these zombified mess in the first game. You get to use that in the multiplayer of this. So there's different stuff, and there's also different weapons as well. You also have different abilities. Like I said, that tricky one is basically kill everything in a proximity area. There's one way you can kind of like dash between different places and get behind your enemies and shoot them, get behind your enemies and shoot them again. So in terms of that, it's really good. But the multiplayer, still, the one fault it's got, in my opinion, is that if you get in a game or someone leaves from your party, or if you are playing your own, you're not going to have much enjoyment, because if it has a 5-on-5 team, but if you're on the unlucky team, which is a 5-on-4, it feels a lot like The Last of Us. You get pinned down so easy and you can't do anything about it. I wish that wasn't the case with this, but it probably needs some balancing issues until it can, how can I put it, get to the pinnacle part. But apart from that, I've got no complaints with the game. If you're a PlayStation owner, or was an Xbox owner, and you come to PlayStation, must buy. You need to experience Uncharted. Even if you don't want to play number 4, buy the Nathan Drake collection. Pick it up pre-owned for 20 quid or whatnot, and play it. It's a bargain for 3 games in one, and you get the best experience as well. Being updated, remastered for the PlayStation 4. Uncharted 4, definitely a must buy. You can't miss out on this game. It's the same with anything like The Last of Us. Same for so many other games as well. So, and The Witcher 3, if you haven't played that, story-based elements and that is really good as well. So comes on to the rating. Now, with the rating system with me is going to be a must buy, bargain bin, or just miss it altogether, because I don't like giving numbers, because numbers don't reflect a person. Well, I say don't reflect, it's just annoying when people say, this game's a masterpiece, but we only give it a 9 out of 10. So that's kind of like what I don't want to do, because I don't want to upset anyone. But rating for this is definitely a must buy. Go out and buy this when you've got the money. You know what I mean? Definitely a game to not miss out. If you've enjoyed this review of Uncharted 4, I've talked a lot about the game and in general. Please, give us a thumbs up, or even just comment. Or if you want to keep following the channel, just subscribe. I'll be here with more YouTube videos. Take care, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.